Mixtape has me mixed up. Is it a game, an interactive movie, a playable music video? These questions aren't the issue because the answer to each is a simple yes. The problem I have with the Annapurna Interactive published Mixtape is that I have no idea how to review it. So I'll cover the good, the bad, and hopefully by the time I get to the verdict, I'll know what the hell I'm gonna do for this quick PC game review of Mixtape by developer Beethoven and Dinosaur. Like and sub? Let's kick off this Mixtape review with the good. The truly incredible things about Mixtape are all due to the design decisions the internet is currently bemoaning. Mixtape is short. Mixtape is linear. Because of this, Mixtape manages to be one of the best looking games I've ever played. Mixtape's quasi-posterized art design and its character stop-motion animations pronounced against the smooth-moving environment are a combination perfect for this John Hughes-style coming-of-age memoir. The sound in Mixtape might be even more of a highlight than the visuals. The voice acting is surprisingly good, though I do have some minor gripes to cover later. The sound design makes each scene feel alive and authentic. And of course, a game called Mixtape has to represent when it comes to the music, and Mixtape does just that. Featuring incredibly catchy tunes from the 80s and 90s, Mixtape's licensed soundtrack complements the tone and mood of each scene in which it plays, a vital piece of making the game's premise believable while cementing the game's emotional strength. The gist of the story of Mixtape is: high school friends want to have one last hurrah before heading off to college. Nerdy music girl makes a mixtape for the day. That's it. It's basic. It's not really for me, but I ended up loving it. Most impressively, the game isn't trying to push any buttons. There is no agenda. These are, yes, somewhat idyllic, high school kids talking like high school kids about shit high school kids talk about, at least back in the 90s when I was in high school. Borrowing heavily from the movie High Fidelity, main character Stacy Rockford does her best impression of John Cusack as she introduces a new track on her mixtape before each of the game's scenes. She and her gang of newly turned rebel Cassandra, and not quite yet friend-zoned metalhead Van, then proceed to their next destination, where players control one of the three in a number of larger-than-life situations. You'll skate, make out, bang heads, shoot fireworks, shoot some video, shoot the bird. None of it's hard. There is no health bar. You're there to keep it moving, and oftentimes to make it look cooler, which has caused a lot of contention online. For the detractors, those who hate the idea of Mixtape, all I can say is, a long time ago, when all games were blocky, pixelated, and simple, a game called Dragon's Lair existed. It was short, it was linear, but it was amazing. Dragon's Lair was also completely pre-rendered, had one button and a joystick, and was punishingly difficult in its one game mechanic, which was memorize every action in the game and have perfect timing repeating those actions. So when I judge Mixtape, it comes through that nostalgic lens. This is a teen movie version of a modern Dragon's Lair running in real time on your PC or console. Take what you want from that, but man, I enjoyed every minute of it. Well, nothing can rain on a parade like a gray day, and Mixtape isn't perfect. So let's talk about the bad. Mixtape is short. My first run through the game's 30 brief chapters took just under 3 hours in one uninterrupted session. Which brings up the point that I don't feel that the game's length is a negative, but I understand those who would. The cringe in Mixtape is there if you look for it. Thankfully, the cringe that creeps up in Mixtape, from my recollection, typically came in the form of an off-scene comment or quips by Stacy as she skateboarded. All were within my very limited tolerance for teenaged foolishness. There were a few moments when the visual immersion broke for me, where the game looked like a video game. There were moments of aliasing here and there if you look close enough, and moments during the car scenes that kind of gave away some of that telltale Unity engine jank. This is yet another minor gripe I include to maintain my format and the expectations of my audience, in that I'm going to find something to complain about because that's what Grey does, complains and acts grumpy. Their words, not mine. I think I'm a great guy. They're the jerks. Mixtape features no dialogue skipping or cutscene fast forwarding. I wouldn't want this feature to be available for the first playthrough, but after we complete the game, how about you let us fast track those achievements? The voice work in Mixtape, while decently acted, is kind of poorly mixed at times. Often, I didn't feel like I was hearing the conversations in the environment I was viewing. Also, I kinda hate the 90s NorCal accent, which main character Stacy definitely exhibits, but it's never so bad that it got under my skin. I'm not gonna argue Mixtape gameplay mechanics in this review. I will say that given the scope of what the developers presented us, I do wish more instances of musical interactivity were included in Mixtape. What we do get is very cool, but I feel that Mixtape could have felt more gamey if we had visual rewards for skateboarding in rhythm with the song, twisting tongues in time with the tune. You get the point. Now for my biggest complaint about the new game Mixtape. This is not how you rewind a cassette with a pencil. You must reel from the side you want the tape to end up on, lest you end up with a bunch of crumpled magnetic tape inside your cassette, or shit outside if you have one of those cheap bargain bin tapes. Just try fixing that bad boy. It won't work. Gone is your perfect best of 1998 cassette you recorded off the radio, a project that took you nearly 9 months to get each song without some dumbass DJ overlapping the beginning or end. I need a second. The verdict. Mixtape was a game I figured I'd load up on Game Pass for a quick look at the visuals and to check out what Mixtape was all about. I decided I'd play for as long as I could stand the more than likely dumbed down, cater to everyone agenda-pushing writing, and call it a day. 3 hours later, after many moments of wide-eyed amazement, uncharacteristic and unstoppable bouts of ear-to-ear grinning, and nostalgic daydreams of what was and what could have been, I saw the credits scroll before me. Mixtape was an incredible experience that I see myself revisiting like many long-lost DVDs of my younger days, in a game that I give an 8.25 out of 10. If you made it this far, give yourself a pat on the back, and while that hand's moving, reach down and hit the like and subscribe button for old Uncle Grey Day. Like and sub? Coming up soon, we'll have reviews for Hades 2, Samsung Crimson Desert, and probably the first one you're gonna see is Mouse PI for Hire. When? Again, I do this part-time, I don't get review codes, and I don't review games I don't beat, so soon. I am GreyDay, I play games. Thanks for watching this GreyDayGames review of Mixtape on PC, played from Game Pass.